Hey everybody, it's Steve, and I'm back today with an update on a new Binance Smart Chain project. I want to first say I'm not a financial advisor. You need to do your own research because this is a newer project. They have some good updates and some crazy APRs due to some good partnerships right away. But when you see numbers like these, be careful and only invest what you would be okay with losing, understanding that there's always risk in this space of DeFi and yield farming. Okay, so now with that, let's go ahead and get into this project because it's pretty exciting, pretty cool, and I think we're at a point where maybe we can get into it, and I'm going to talk to you about that too. I found out about CDO.Finance yesterday. The price was around 150. It has some really mind-boggling APRs. So I'll just tell you a little bit about this project, and then you're really going to have to dig in. I'll give you a link to their Medium page. They have about 6 articles. If you read them, you'll understand it a lot better. But I don't want to make this video too long. I'm trying to make my videos a little quicker, introduce the project to you, get you to their sites, let you check it out, and decide if you want to get into it. So they have a pretty simple idea. They take basically premium assets. You pull them into here. They give you a pegged version of that asset because they're going to be using these assets. They let you then stake the pegged assets into these pools here in 1-to-1 ratios and earn pretty good APRs. Let me go ahead and just zoom in just once here. So you can earn a 140% APR on your Bitcoin. You can earn 220 on your Flex BUSD, and you can earn 218 on your BNB. So these are some of the highest returns I've seen for single asset staking. This is in theory safe because you can't have impermanent loss. It's dangerous because the team could in theory steal your tokens or lose your tokens because you're giving them your tokens, getting a pegged version of that token to stake into this contract while they hold on to your other tokens. Now, this APR right here at 16,000% is pretty wild, and that's caused some pretty crazy price screens in this project. So that is only for if you get the Codex Wrap BNB liquidity pool. And then you can stake those tokens on this platform and earn a really crazy return. And then that's causing some pretty crazy price swings in the Codex price. So this was a fair launch program, no pre-mine. It was one of the things that no pre-sale. So basically when they started this project, the very first Codex tokens had to be farmed by people staking into these pools, and then once they had them, they could then stake into this pool. And that's why these APRs are so high. This project is 3 days old. The tokens are just starting to come out. They were never given out to anybody else except for a 5% that went to the team in a war chest. And that 5% is now time locked for 24 hours, which allows them to have to tell the community when they're going to be doing withdrawals and have a 1 day for the community to understand they're doing a withdrawal. That was a pretty cool thing that the team did, and they just announced that on Twitter so that they can't dump that 5% of the token on your face. And that's really important, and we'll get to that when I show you the holders because I really want people to understand how early we still are in this project, but there are some big whales out there that are going to affect the price of the Codex token a lot. And you should know that when you earn these tokens, you don't get to sell them all. So you might see up here that you have how many you earned, how many are spendable in your wallet, and how many are locked for your account. That's because 80% of what you earn gets locked. This was to try to let them get a nice floor, stabilize it, and have the token be able to hit a price, stay at that price, and then eventually over time, certainly in 3 months, a lot of tokens will start to come into the market, but hopefully they've built up their liquidity, they've built up their site, they've launched their tranche pools, which is the next part of their platform, and you'll be able to absorb those tokens coming into the market. So that's kind of the idea. So now over here, we're going to look at the price of the token, and wow, it just dumped super hard from 98 down to $27 for a moment. Dexguro didn't even show that on the 1 hour. Let's go look at that on the 5 minute really quick. This will be kind of funny to see live while I'm making my video on this project. I was going to point out that they seem like they maybe reached an area of support right around this $100 mark, and now they're back at $100. But why is it showing 66? What is PancakeSwap showing? Let's just do a quick little check here. Yeah, one token is $68 right now. So it hasn't fully even shown what happened here, but there was a really big dump down. Somebody took quite a little bit of profit, so that was kind of interesting. So like I was saying, we might be at a time where you could look to get into this project if you wanted to take a shot at this 1500 APR. I can't, you have to be very careful, decide if you want to do that. I just showed you the price dropped from $100 to $27 and then rebounded back up to $66. There are going to be violent moves in this price because you are earning 15,000% returns. So here's their Medium page. Like I said, they have their introduction. Then they have this post here explains how many tokens are going to be coming out each epoch that they're going to be doing. This one talks a little bit about their ideas. This one was a prep for their launch, and then this one was on their actual launch day. As you can see, they started off with they did boost up their TVL pretty quick to $358 million, and for sure it's a very interesting project to get that much liquidity that quick in 3 days. So how did they do that? Well, they have a partnership with Value DeFi. So let me go ahead and bring Value DeFi into here. So Value DeFi is a project I got into. They had some issues. I got out of it because they messed up one of their pools. They issued me too many tokens. They locked up my rewards. And so I got a little sketchy on them. So I left. But they do have some very aggressive pools and partnerships that they get, and so now you can come here and you can stake your code and BNB onto this pool, and you can earn what they're calling infinity APY but it's at 42% daily APY, and the value locked in here is only $800,000, which is kind of interesting. So you do have some people that are taking advantage of that one, and then they also have on just their straight V staking, you can go into a pool where you just launch their BSwap token, and they'll pay you out in Codex tokens. So that's a kind of a way that they drive value to their own token by saying, hey, you can swap our token in either one of these pools, and you can earn this APY, and we're going to be paying you out in these things. So Value DeFi is really a project I've talked about in the past. I've shown it briefly. I walked away from it a little bit when they had their issues, but it might be time to come and look at them again. But this video is more about the CDO stuff, so we'll go ahead and here's their Twitter account where they talked about locking up their tokens so that they couldn't dump them. I wonder who did that big sell. I wonder if this has changed any. Let me do a quick refresh. It's kind of funny that happened in the video, but I'm trying to wrap things up here, keeping this video right about 8 minutes. So right now, we only have 1,100,000 Codex on the board at the current price of about $68. That still is a $68 million market cap on a project that's only 3 days old. So that is pretty big, but it's not astronomical. You can imagine that a project with $35 million locked is or $350 million locked and is valued at $68 million. That kind of feels okay for an evaluation for me. So now we're going to go ahead and look at the holders. So we have some contract addresses. They have the PancakeSwap one. That's really one of the bigger ones that are holding here. Then you've got some tokens that are also locked up in contracts. Like I said, all these contracts have 24-hour locks on them so that they can't move the tokens extremely fast, but we'll have to see what we can do. And some of this big one, this is the one that's holding the tokens that are going to get distributed out over the different epochs, right? So this is where the tokens are coming from, the different contracts. That's why you see so many that are very, very large balances, because we are at the beginning of the project and they are just starting to issue out these tokens to the people who are farming them. And that is the only way for you to get them, is to farm the token or buy the token. So now we're going to be taking a look at the holders who are actually holding the token, who are actual users. So that starts down here, and you've got a couple addresses like with 800 and 500, but still, see, what I like is that look at these percentages. Most of the users do not have very many of these tokens yet. So that's an exciting thing. I mean, look, if you own, I don't know, 3 of these, 4 of these, you're in the top 50. And that's really not that much money. So it's kind of an interesting thing to see. And you'll have to tell me what you think of this project. If you come and check it out, I really hope you do. I hope you check out the Medium. I'm looking for some feedback on this one. I did this video special because I was looking at the price and I thought it might be time to get in. I'm actually going to get in after that drop. I'm wasting a little bit of time here, so I'm going to say goodbye, everybody, and have a good day.